Alright, Schlockmeister fans, back to the beginning, an old standby. The very first, Emmanuelle, Sylvia Crystal, 1974, I think. Let's watch.
Memories that haunt my brain.
The movie starts with Sylvia Crystal looking at some photos, some black and white photos of herself, I believe.
If it's true,
Emmanuelle's husband, Jean,
aren't you worried?
is talking with this guy while they're getting massages.
I to keep her to myself or put her in some sort of cage.
They have an open relationship.
I married her for her beauty, though. Not at all. I married her because no woman I know enjoys making love more.
Emmanuelle accompanies Jean on a trip to Thailand.
Now, Tim, Bean, they're the chambermaids.
They're lovely. You have good taste, don't you?
Can't see anything here, but our houseboy likes to spy on Emmanuelle and her husband when they're being intimate, which gets him so horned up that he has to chase one of the chambermaids. And you can guess where this leads, of course. He eventually catches her, and she willingly submits. Right in that bamboo hut.
I'd like to talk to you.
She goes swimming with a lovely lady.
Come to your house? Sure, if you tell me when you're coming, I'll be there. Okay? I'll be there tomorrow. All right. My name is Marie-Ange. Afternoon. I bet you're Jean.
That's right.
Marie-Ange. My name is Marie-Ange. I'm a friend of Emmanuelle.
Oh, I didn't know my wife had such charming friends.
They look at some beefcake magazines together and get off into Fantasyland. Emmanuelle decides to envision herself on a plane with some very comfortable seats. And some attractive men. Guy kind of looks like Ray Davies after he gives her the sultry eye for a while. Things escalate in the hotel bathroom, I'm sorry, the plane bathroom. A deep conversation between Emmanuelle and Jean.
Is sort of my professor. Just like you are. Marie-Ange is natural. You see, just natural, that's all. For example, a person can say he has a nice nose or, yes, I've had a drink. And so why is it forbidden to say he has a nice prick or, yes, I've been sucked?
But you can't say it.
The next day, Emmanuelle is playing racquetball with this female friend of hers, and things get hot and heavy a little later. Jean goes to this club where a woman smokes a cigarette with a vagina. He runs into this guy.
Your wife has got the greatest tits. No, look, I mean it. I never saw a greater pair in all my whole life, and brother, I know tits. Listen, you've got quite a wife. If I had a wife as pretty as that, I wouldn't waste my time in any bordellos.
Here's Emmanuelle and her friend Bay. Emmanuelle likes women too.
You don't know what love is.
Here's Jean and Ariana. She's just going to seduce him.
Take my advice, stop feeling sorry for yourself and teach her to behave like a grown-up. And if you don't think you're capable of that, then you should let someone do it for you who is capable. Mario.
I can't show you what she's... She ends up hooking up with this guy, I think his name is Mario, an older guy who's going to teach her various forms of love, extreme love, including stopping for a stranger on the street.
You ever see these legs? You like them? Take them then. Do anything you want.
Hell of an offer. Next place Mario takes her is an ideal first date. This is an opium den. She said she wanted to go home when they first walked in there, but she soon gets into it.
We must cultivate the unusual. The unusual which is opposed to all the rules.
Then when she tries to leave, a bunch of the guys go after her and have their way with her. I'm not sure this is consensual or not, but she kind of gets into it. We get some words of wisdom from Mario.
Action, rather than the orgasm. Love between couples should be outlawed. Yes. Every act of love must include a third person.
I think a guy said that. Then Mario takes her to some sort of fight club. And guess what the winner's prize is? They end up doing it right there on the floor in front of everybody. Mario takes her home. Doesn't make love to her. He leaves, she dolls herself up, and that's the end of our film. Alright, let's talk about Emmanuelle. What can't you say about Emmanuelle? What can you? There's just a million things here. Sylvia Crystal, 1974, I believe. Emmanuelle. This was based on a book, an erotic novel by Emmanuelle Arson, I believe is her name. I think ultimately turned out that we think that her husband actually wrote the book, and she just got her name on it because she was a woman. We got here a story about a woman who's supposed to be sexually liberated. She's a free woman. She's allowed to have sex and enjoy sex and have sex with whoever she pleases, even though she's married to a lovely guy named Jean. She still partakes in sex with other people. Jean is fully okay with it. He likes to dabble with women on the side as well. They have an open relationship. They can have sex with anybody they want to, and they enjoy the fact that they're swingers, I guess. Although I don't think in this movie they had any scenes together. Well, they did have a scene together, but they didn't have any scenes with other people together. I think that's in part 2. Yeah, there were some interesting scenes in this movie. A scene that I could not show you for obvious reasons, but there's a scene where they go to, I mentioned it, they go to this, Jean goes to this little bar. There's like some women, like they're like strippers, but they are like making love to each other on the stage. But one of them spreads her legs and puts her kind of crotch up in the air, and puts a cigarette in there, lights it with another cigarette, and the next thing you know, her vagina is smoking. She's blowing off puffs of smoke. Quite a scene. It's a scene that when I saw this movie the first time, I think on videotape or on cable, they didn't show that scene in there. They may have had some other scenes from in there, but that scene was cut out. But on the DVD, bless your souls, they threw that scene on there. Sylvia Crystal went on to play Emmanuelle 13... No, I take that back. She did it... 11 more times. There were 7 movies in the original Emmanuelle series. She was in 1, 2, 3, 4, and part 7. And then she came back as Emmanuelle for the series that was on, I think, cable in 1993. She did 7 of those movies, too. No nude scenes in those movies, though. Actually, there was no nude scenes for her in part 7 either. But she was naked a lot in this one. Full frontal nudity. Having sex with anybody and everybody without a care in the world. There were some other actresses who were naked in this movie as well. Lovely ladies, too. Just quite a film. I don't know if this was... I think this was supposed to be thrown out there as like an art film. Like, hey, ladies, it's okay. It's an erotic thing. But to me, this is just sexploitation. That's just all it is. It's just an excuse for people to get naked and have sex on screen. I mean, not real sex, obviously, but I don't see the art in this type of movie. Now, nonetheless, I adore these films. Obviously, if you know me, you know I have millions of Emmanuelle movies, tons and tons and tons of them, and I'll be reviewing all of them for you. And they made 42 or 43 official Emmanuelle movies. I don't actually have them all. I think I'm missing 4 of them. Hope to get them at some point. Hard to find. And then they made a million other ones with Laura Gemser, Italian ones, and other movies that have the word Emmanuelle in the title that aren't even really Emmanuelle movies. But anyway, you can get this movie on this nice collection here with Emmanuelle 2 and 3. It's also available on Blu-ray, this Emmanuelle movies. I think maybe in a Blu-ray package with the first 2 movies as well. But anyway, this is the film that started it all. Emmanuelle. Some people have probably seen this one. Let me know if you have. Leave some comments down below. We'll talk about it. It's called Emmanuelle.